Give it up for Andrew Yang, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up for Andrew Yang. Come on now. Give it up for Andrew Yang. Okay, do it. This is real. Andrew Yang did something. He deserves respect and applause and appreciation for it. I thank you to Andrew Yang. Okay? As you know, on this channel, I was like, Andrew's interested. Then I was like, forget Andrew. And then every once in a while, I'll be like, okay, Andrew. Then I forget Andrew. Okay, so now we're back to, hey, Andrew did something really great today. Well, he did something that we got great information about, and here it goes. Okay? What good are you if you can't keep it fresh and you can't keep it honest? Okay? Federal judge rules New York must hold June primary election canceled over coronavirus risk. The ruling put Senator Bernie Sanders, businessman Andrew Yang, and other 2020 candidates back on the ballot. Yang sued New York State Board of Elections after the board canceled the state's primary. Give it up for Andrew Yang, y'all. New York primary election is back on track after a federal judge ruled or ordered that state Democratic officials to reinstate the vote on June 23rd in response to Democratic presidential candidate Andrew Yang's challenge to its cancellation. Numerous states rescheduled their presidential primary elections due to the coronavirus, but New York canceled it. And Andrew Yang said this violates voters' constitutional rights. U.S. District Judge Annalisa Torres said this in an order on Tuesday. Yang and a group of candidates seeking to represent him at the party's national convention sued in late April to block the state from canceling the election and to reinstate the vote. So, reinstate the vote. Now, the craziest thing about all of this, folks, is you think if they're going to cancel the primary election, that means they're doing it because they want everybody to be safe, and that means nobody will be coming out, right? Wrong. And that's what really pissed me off the most about this. Not only that you're taking all these people who fought hard to be on the ballot, who took hard-earned money from voters to be on the ballot, who had volunteers who with blood, sweat, and tears donated their time, energy, hopes, emotions, dreams into their respective candidates' candidacy, but then they went so far as to wipe that all away. They were going to still hold elections for down-ticket ballots, but for some reason, so people weren't going to really be protected. We're still going to have poll workers who have to come out, because if you have polls open at all, poll workers still have to show up. So it seems sort of like a very laser-like focus on eliminating the primary portion of it. Even Andrew Cuomo himself, Mr. I'm a fighter for the people, Mr. I'm the guy who should be president, Mr. Great, he came out and said, you guys suspended your campaign, so why should you care anyway? Yeah, we don't care about New Yorkers voting. It don't matter. As if New York voters decided they didn't want to vote. Now, if New York voters say they don't want to vote, which they do all the time, a lot of them do. Hell, Maryland voters decide not to vote. Alabama voters decide not to vote. But that's up to the voter, not up to you, Andrew Cuomo, and your punk-ass New York Board of Elections. So you're damn right it was a violation of constitutional rights. Also, it was a violation of our democracy in so many ways. So that's what made it so two-faced and hypocritical as hell. Because they're still going to put people in harm's way, just not the people who want to vote for the presidential candidate. And I always say, guys, if Joe Biden hadn't had this thing pretty much locked up, would they even be talking about canceling the primary? I'm trying to tell you, they'd make you vote in the middle of a tsunami if it meant that they could get their establishment person on the ballot and get them elected. Do you understand what I'm trying to tell you? I'm trying to tell you it could be raining. It actually could be Armageddon out this joint. And New York and all the other establishment cronies of the New York Democratic Party, of all of these local state officials who are in the pocket of the Democratic Party, all of them would send us out into oblivion to vote for the respected Democratic primary establishment pick. And they could care less. They could care less. The waters could come and wash us all away. Fire could rain down from the sky and incinerate us. Boom, poof, out of here. And they'd be like, hey, you got to, hey, man, to not vote would be the disrespect to your elders, or be a disrespect, especially you blacks. It'd be a disrespect to all the slaves who died to vote. I don't think they all died to vote. I think some of them just died because they got killed. They got worked to death, literally. That's another story. That's another story. Another fun story to tell another time. But you know how to try to use that on you. Hey, you got to vote because people died for you to have the right to vote. And people died for me to have the right not to vote too. Especially when you run these scumbags. But anyway, Andrew Yang, my brother, thank you for this. So now, guys, what does this mean? What does it mean? Because Andrew Yang said, hey, I got some delegates I'd like to have. I'd like to give me some delegates. I'm from New York. I like to get some delegates. But I want you to know, everybody who didn't remove themselves from the ballot can pick up more delegates every step of the way. Now, there's this thing going around that says, if you have delegates, you have influence. If you have delegates, you have influence. Yeah, only if the party wants to respect it. Only if they decide they want to give a damn about your ballots or about your delegates. You know what I'm saying? Like, you say, well, we get to influence the platform. Hold on a second. I won, and now you want influence? Let me decide if I want to give you influence. No. I mean, it's all going to depend, man. Now, look, I'm keeping funky, fresh, and real with my audience here. Please don't be under any delusions that the Democratic Party is going to live up to their word on anything. I believe it when I see it, Johnson. Okay? Believe it when you see it. Is it better to have more delegates? Yes, I would think it would be. I think it would be better to have more delegates. But is that going to mean that they're going to adopt Bernie's platform because he has more delegates? No, it really doesn't. I believe that the Democratic Party, by and large, would go down in flames themselves, literally. They would kill their firstborn before they adopt Bernie's policies, because it would mean that money would leave their pockets and go to the rest of us. And that's not something that the Democratic Party wants. Okay? Okay? All right, sunshine, you get what I'm saying? You get where I'm coming from, homie? You feel me, bruh? All right, do we understand where we stand? Get it? So, but still, you got to take a shot. You still got to do your best. You can't just be like, well, I guess they're going to cheat, so we're just going to go ahead and let them score all the buckets. You got to still play the game. Okay? You got to still play the game. So, I respect the hell out of this lawsuit. Glad you brought it. Glad we got the requisite vote, or the order from the judge. Annalisa, thank you for that. Bernie's back on the ballot. Elizabeth Warren's back on the ballot. Andrew Yang's back on the ballot. They're all back on the ballot. Tulsi Gabbard, Cory Booker. Because now there's a ballot to be had. Because no one was going to be on the ballot because they were shutting down the primary elections in New York. Sort of like what they did in 2016 when they kicked everybody off the voting rolls. I want people to remind me again why I should be in awe of Andrew Cuomo. I'm trying to figure that out. I mean, they suck. All right. Anything else here to share with the people? Removing all but one candidate from the ballot and calling off the primary means Yang and others will be deprived of their opportunity for delegate slots to shape the course of events at the convention, and voters will lose the chance to express their support for delegates who share their views. The loss of these First Amendment rights is a heavy hardship. And I love it when a plan comes together, Johnson. That's pretty good. Pretty good.